We're live.
Hey, we're live. I can never tell anymore. They change this Zoom all the time. And Kim and I have been MIA for a couple weeks, and that's all due to me. So we're back. We're happy to be back. I'm still not feeling 110%. I had knee replacement, and it's been quite a journey, but happy to be back. And today, Kim and I are talking about, bones. Speaking of knee surgeries,
Right.
we're talking about World Osteoporosis Day because it was on the 20th. And we think that's a very important subject matter to talk about, especially as we're aging. And on our last talk, I said, we're all aging. I don't care how young you are, it's never too early to start thinking about preventing osteoporosis because
Yeah.
it's something that can come up on anyone at any time. So I'm just going to give a couple statistics. Kim's going to take it away mostly today because I'm still not feeling great. But 50% of women in the United States age 50 or older will break a bone due to osteoporosis, and that
That's great.
half the women in the United States. It's kind of scary. I've never had a broken bone. Had lots of surgeries, but not a broken bone. And yeah,
Yeah.
I'm sure that does not feel good. So 54 million Americans have osteoporosis. So I thought those were crazy statistics.
Yeah.
And I'll just give a couple tips like of how you can help prevent it is with your diet. So getting enough calcium in, 1,000 milligrams if you're 50 years and younger, and then 1,200, 51 and older. And then vitamin D, 600 IU, 70 and younger, and 800 for ages 71 and older. So diet definitely has a lot to do with it, getting in your vitamin D and your calcium, your protein, good amounts of protein. And then, of course, weight-bearing exercises. You hear
Mm.
Kim and I talk about weight training, lifting heavier, especially as we get older, will help with that. And then the things to stop, and Kim's going to hit on a few of these too, but stop smoking,
Yeah.
limiting your alcohol intake, um, keeping yourself at a healthy weight. When we get too heavy, it wears on your bones, on your body. So you need to stay active in order to do that, right? And a healthy diet in order to keep that healthy weight. And then practicing good posture. And that one was a good one. When I looked that up, I was glad that they said that because I'm one I was always really proud of. I had really good posture, always held myself really, really well. And then when I started having issues with my shoulders, and Kim, I know you had shoulder issues as well, but I noticed that it started rounding forward. And I think it was because of the way the shoulders were not moving, the way that they should, even though I practice good posture. So now I really practice it because I noticed,
Yeah.
after my shoulder
You're aware of it.
surgeries, I don't
Yeah.
want that to go back. So
Right.
that's all I got. Kim,
Yeah.
take it
Great.
away.
Yeah. No, it was a lot of good stuff you said, Robin. And one of the things their theme this year is saying no to fragile bones, which I thought was interesting. And that's something to keep in mind. And pretty much osteoporosis, many women aren't even diagnosed with it yet, but it leads to fragile bones, reduced strength, susceptible to falls. So we really need to focus on our bone health. And the biggest way that you can help your bone health is through strength training, like Robin said. The reason why is because when you're lifting a weight or pushing, pulling, doing those mechanisms, you are actually causing the muscles to pull on the bones. And when they pull on the bones, they're stressing the bones, and it makes the bones grow thicker. So we want strong bones. We want those thick bone density. And I had my last DEXA scan. My bones were great. I was not even leading to osteoporosis at all. So happy about that. But and I listened to so many podcasts of doctors talking about and functional doctors talking about bone health. And one said, as women get older, when they have osteoporosis, their bones are like butter. And you can break a bone even from standing. And I noticed that happened to somebody. I'm like, how do you break a bone from just standing? It's because the bones are so porous and soft. It just happens.
That's
And Another one just told me her mother broke a bone walking down the stairs, broke her leg.
That's just
Like,
crazy.
and I'm like, well, the bones are like butter, you know,
Yeah.
so that's why it's really important to strength train and do weight bearing exercises, which means like walking. I don't always recommend running or jogging. If you
Mm.
like that, that's okay.
Hiking, hiking.
Hiking is
Yeah,
really good, but any kind of weight bearing. Swimming is not so much weight bearing. So swimming
right.
is okay, but it's not like the weight bearing helping your bone strength. But
Well,
um,
walking is your easiest. I mean,
it is easy, and
it
everybody can
really
walk.
is.
Yeah, it
Hey, and
is.
can I add something to that
Yes.
that you said about the bones and the butter and getting brittle? I'll just
Yeah.
give and this is firsthand information here. So I had a hip replacement, I had two shoulder replacements. When I went in for the hip replacement, I think it was the hip, it might have been the shoulder, I don't know. But they put a stem in your bone. So they drill down into the bone. And if your bones are more brittle and not as dense, the stem is longer that they use
Oh,
to drill down in. When I
wow.
had mine done, he used a short stem on mine because my bones were in such good shape.
Love it.
So, and it's
Yeah.
all this, working out now. The working out wore on my joints, but it has strengthened my bones. So,
Yeah. That's
firsthand there. So, yeah.
so so the World Osteoporosis Day is bringing, attention to that, and bringing attention to having strong bones and how to build bones. But they gave 5 steps to that we can focus on. And number one was strength training and weight bearing exercise. Number two is a nutrient rich diet in calcium, vitamin D, and protein. And our bones need protein. Our muscles need protein. So it's really important to eat protein as well. And I know calcium, you can get it from food. I don't take a calcium supplement. I prefer to get my calcium from food, which I can,
Yeah.
leafy green vegetables, seeds, sesame seeds, chia seeds. I eat a lot of those. Sardines and canned salmon are really good. I
Yummy.
know you don't, but the canned salmon, yeah. And the bone
Yeah.
helps you get a lot of calcium. Beans and lentils are another way. Almonds, edamame, and tofu are great ways to get it. Because here's the thing, when people take a calcium supplement, they don't always absorb it all. So here's why you need vitamin D to help absorb the calcium. So it helps your body absorb the calcium better. And vitamin D, you can get it from the sun, obviously, your vitamin D. But if you take a vitamin D3 and K2 supplement, that's actually good because the vitamin K2 helps your body transport the D to your bones. So that's really good.
And can we put those in the comments for everybody too? Like all
Oh,
those examples of the foods?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, that's a good idea. Number 3 was avoid harmful lifestyle habits like smoking and excessive alcohol, like Robin already mentioned. Number 4, understanding your personal risk factors. Maybe it could be some hereditary, but realizing how you're living, what your lifestyle is. And then seeking medical advice for bone health assessments and treatments. So getting tested, get your DEXA scan. So who wants to age into, that's what you're gonna, that's what happens when we get osteoporotic, weak bones, we're aging, we're getting more frail. And that's what I'm starting a movement, stamp out frailty. And that means you got to build your bones. And it means you got to strength train and eat well. So that strength training is a secret sauce to aging well. And I will stand by that for the rest of my life because it's
And it
true.
feels so good to do it too. And you
It
feel
feels so good.
so empowered after.
Empowered. That's the word. That's a great word because when you feel empowered, then you can do anything. You feel like
Yep.
you can do anything. So keeping yourself healthy, active, that's what it's all about. We appreciate you joining us today for this health chat. I think it's really important. And we
Yep.
hope you have a great rest of your day. Live young and stay healthy. And we'll see you next week.
All right. Thanks, guys. Bye bye.
And I got to figure out how to stop this.